The question is, what is too much for a storyline, for social media? Just too damn much. Okay. Today, guys, we are talking about Caesar from Black Ink Crew using the debacle that happened in January when his daughter accused him of abuse. Okay. His daughter, his daughter accused him of beating her. Okay. Really badly. She was being very disrespectful. You know what? I'm going to add a link above. But before we even begin, and I tell you what's happening currently, what happened previously, and why why we need to chill with the social media, please don't forget to like this video. Okay, like it now, like it later, just like the video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, subscribe. I'm Jovi Beauty. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms, so please follow, please subscribe. And now let's drop this intro so I can tell y'all about what the fuck happened. Okay, guys, so this story really started in like January. I'm gonna drop the link or something up here or whatever, basically to show you the video of what happened last time. So in January, Cheyenne, who is Caesar from Black Ink Crew, he's the guy who started the whole Black Ink franchise, right? Caesar from Black Ink Crew, basically, his daughter came on social media, went on the IG live, and was telling everybody that he abused her. She don't fuck with him, fuck him, da-da-da-da. Basically, he beat her, right? Even when it occurred, then the next day, she ended up getting into an argument, or however the situation went, she ended up getting into an argument with Caesar's girlfriend. Okay. And it seemed like to me then, and kind of to me now, that Cheyenne is raised primarily with her mother, right? Not that much time with her dad, but she is her dad's only child, right? And she's a girl child. So being a man's only child plus his girl child has a lot of advantages, right? The situation, in my opinion, is she left her mom's house because, again, she's growing up. She was not behaving. This is what her mother said. She wasn't behaving. So she sent her to go live with her dad. Her and the girlfriend, apparently they had no issues. The mother had issues with the girlfriend. This is all alleged, right? So now the child got issues with the girlfriend. Like, the reality of that is just the reality of that. We're not going to go back and forth into, can Cheyenne be projecting her mother's feelings for the girlfriend? This is just normal. Okay, this is normal with most children, because children are automatically going to go side with their mothers, right? Whatever. But nonetheless, her and the girl got into an argument. It was words exchanged, and Caesar got online and basically said they're going to squash this in the house. Now, the other day, like 2 days ago, right, we see that Caesar has used this situation on his show, right? They were talking about it. First of all, Teddy was talking to Caesar about it. And let me just be very clear. You cannot take relationship advice from people who've never been in relationships. Like, Teddy has probably had one relationship in his life. I don't really, we're going to get into what happened on said, video, but I want to watch the situation with Cheyenne's mother and what she recently said. Let's do this.
Let me show you this FedEx.
She is upset.
That happened January 2nd, 3rd, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because we're basing what was said on a TV show, right?
Mm-hmm.
What date is that?
A
January 13th, 2021, right? Miss Torres, I am getting a cease and desist on my daughter, not on me, on my daughter, for my daughter to shut the up, basically. Don't tell nobody that your father beat you. And don't, you know what I'm saying?
That's
not to mention that he didn't even put this lady on time, like, not even that you could put a grown woman, your girlfriend, on timeout, because as me, but it's just like the fact that you didn't say nothing. Like,
you don't know
allowed
what
her,
was
you
said.
put a statement out, oh, we're gonna deal with family things.
Honestly,
for a storyline, and then I'm cease and desist to stay quiet, or my daughter to stay quiet.
Can I just say, okay, listen, this is the third time I tried to record this video. My dog was barking. He ain't have no fucking sense. God. Okay. The fact that you haven't spoken to Caesar and that her daughter hasn't spoken to her father in months says that you don't know what happened between Caesar and the girlfriend. Okay. No, do I think Caesar's going to leave his girlfriend? No. Do I think Caesar should leave his girlfriend? No. His daughter's big and grown and was being disrespectful. Do I think it's appropriate to argue with children? No, I don't. I said that from, I don't even know how the fuck the shit happened. You started out arguing with the mom. I don't even think it's appropriate to argue with the mother. Like, I'm not engaging. I don't think we should engage. Let people be crazy by themselves. That's how I feel. I feel, especially in certain things like that, you just got to let people be crazy by themselves. And honestly, just the way Crystal is speaking right now, she sent me a cease and desist that's basically telling me to shut the fuck up. The way you are communicating, with this man, regardless of whatever, with this man, with probably every man, is probably why your daughter acts the way she acts. But let's continue.
The Department Child Protective Services of New York. I'm going to get to that, right? So that happened. So now, January 13th, right? Cease and desist. So if you think about it, right, they showed, oh, he missed his daughter, all that. He never called his daughter, right? 3 months went by before Cheyenne went on live. Never called my daughter, right? And plus, I was put on a TV show with my daughter to make him look good because he didn't have a storyline after Duchess. He needed something to prove that he was a good dad because, yes, we were going through problems of child support and stuff. I don't care how much money I have, or how much money I don't have. You and me had a baby together. You not gonna go and you not gonna go and support and take care of her nothing, and not. For me, not
she is very angry. I believe her.
Let it be known. My daughter's 17.
Okay, let me say, I believe her, but I believe him. I believe, and I've said this previously, I believe that more than one thing can be true at the same time. I do believe that he beat his daughter. I don't know if he fucking kicked her and stomped her the way she's talking about. I believe that he probably spazzed out and he whooped her ass. And she's not used to that. So she done took it, to 10. I believe that the girlfriend did spaz the fuck out. Do I think that he needs to leave her? No, because we big and grown. And let me tell you something that, you need to realize when you get older, especially these ages. Caesar, how old is Caesar? Caesar probably like 40 or something. Like when you find somebody that you fuck with, you find somebody that you love, you hold it down and you don't fucking go. Because it's very hard to do that, okay? And I think that it is kind of true where it's like I do believe that she wants to protect her daughter, but I think that her hurt creates more situations than it needs to be. But let's go.
So when I was together with him, we broke up when my daughter was like 4. He has not been, I've been pushing for my daughter and him to be a relationship. He's been a part-time dad for most of her life. The most time that she's ever spent with him and had a relationship that I pushed when I went to be on TV, to put him on TV with her, to make him look like a good dad, it was me. I'm the one that did that. You know what I'm saying? He was a steady dad for 3 years only because a TV camera was in front of us. Let it be.
This is what she's saying. She's saying this in front of her daughter. She's been saying this shit in front of her daughter. Okay, her daughter is sitting up in the background right now listening to this shit, right? This is what your mom says about your dad. Then she says, but again, listen, if I only got a 12-year-old, but when she was 17, like this little girl, and she said this shit to me, I'd have whopped her too. She'd have missed all fucking 4 front teeth, boy. She said one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. First, who you talking to? Who raised you? Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? One thing for certain, I will punch you in your throat. One thing for certain and 2 things for sure is you will swallow them fucking teeth that I'm knocking out your mouth. Anyway, you're not gonna send paperwork to my house for me to shut up if you ain't do what I accused you of, clown. This is how she speaks to her father. This little girl, let me tell you something. Let's just continue. And another thing, I'm not 2-year-old. I'm old enough to make decisions for myself. So stop that mom brainwashing me, because I see things for myself and my own person. Nobody can tell me who and who not to F with. Then Caesar wrote, one of the saddest things in this world is to see a child grow up hating one of their parents because they got one side of the story. Caesar Manuel speaks out about his daughter called him out. Yeah, we remember that. Listen, hold on. Oops. Listen, I don't think that they should have used it on the Black Ink Crew storyline, but I also, once she went on social media, you kind of can't not use it. You can't not mention it, right? Things are personal. This is the problem. You want to sit up, Crystal right now. Crystal want to sit up and say, but he talking about it on the show, and and this and and that. Oh, he got charges for the ACS. Like, how is that gonna? Your daughter's about to be 18. Like, literally, he doesn't have to have anything to do with you no more. Like, he's gonna go off and probably have a baby with this girl that he's probably with now that's gonna end up marrying her, and all of this strife for what? All of this confusion for what? If he wasn't in her life previously, he was in her life the last couple of years. You know what I'm saying? And like all of that disrespect, that spewing nasty disrespect, the words, the disgusting behavior that your child was accused of, spewing. Well, we actually saw her spewing in January and accused of doing to, in his house with the girl and her children. If I remember correctly, the daughter, who was 16 at the time, 16, about to be 17 at the time, they were accusing her of like beating up the 4, 5, and 8-year-old or some shit like that. Like, she was really messing with kids. So it's like, yeah, she's a child, but she is old enough to know better. And her mom, all of that nasty spewing, vendetta, vicious. You can't even speak. Listen, it's one thing to say, oh, I got an effed up dad, and I was fully expected to speak to him. There's a lot of people who don't speak to their parents, but it says more about you, the way you respond to it, the way you deal with it. Like, there's men out here, right, who grew up with crazy moms, right? Let me take this off my head. It's men out here who grew up with crazy moms, right? But he can be a man who grew up with a crazy mom in a crazy situation, who is disrespectful to women, right? That's how he gonna end up being, right? He's gonna be disrespectful to women, probably gonna be abusing women, all of this shit, right? Or he could see that as an example and be a good dude. It's the same thing. If you sit up and you are this is how you speak about your father, you will never manifest anything that is not of him. You don't need to say, yeah, that bitch was a crackhead. She was this, like dudes who had crack. Like, look at, what's his name? Mario. Y'all all know I love me some Mario, but look at his upbringing. His upbringing was just hard and bad, right? His mother, I believe, was on drugs, and it was just crazy, right? But he doesn't sit up now and spew that with anger, right? He isn't angry about it. He was able to comprehend it, understand that it's not him, and let that anger go. because all of that anger is compiled into you, and you're going to spew it on everybody or who's around you. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the primary reasons that Crystal, ma'am, sometimes you just don't have to say shit. Okay, you know, this chick's out here with fucked up baby daddies. My baby daddies. You don't necessarily have to do that. If he's such a fucked up individual, the child will see you screaming and talking and doing all of this shit doesn't make it any better for your child. For your child. Because it's not about you. Because it's not about you no more. They're not even, now that you made sure he got a case against him for beating his daughter, and she about to be 18 years old. I don't know.